everyone. And as soon as I click go live, it's live. So I'm going to go ahead and begin talking to this camera because I'm super excited then again today to have an amazing guest on our show. And I'm also excited to have my co-host, my lovely friend and coach, Lisa Raggio in California. So you have just joined Business Spotlight, where you can leverage what you learn with Lee and Lisa. And this is our 13th or 14th episode. I can't remember which. I think it's 14 today. I said 18 last week, but I really meant 13, or I really meant 12. So anyway, but I'm located in Wichita, Kansas, and my co-host, Lisa Raggio, is located in California. And we are both from the Action Coach global community. And then we do our thing also in our local communities and have our passions and the people that we serve here. So that's a little bit about me. I will introduce again myself at the end and a way for you to get a hold of me as well. And so will Lisa, and after you introduce yourself, Lisa, then we will get started with our interview with Dr. Lindsey Santellan.
Great. Well, I'm so excited to learn what we are going to learn today. I'm fascinated by it, so stay tuned. I'm Lisa Raggio in Valencia, California, and I co-own One True North Leadership and Business Coaching Solutions with my brother and business partner. And we are very happy and proud to be a part of the Action Coach global family. And we work with business owners and organizational leaders to improve their organizations and implement and execute best business practices. And we're very committed to working with people and digging deep and getting to their why, and identifying their one true north, their North Star, and giving them the support they need in order to achieve that North Star. So that's a little bit about who we are, and we'll tell you more about how you can contact us at the end.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. I'm so glad to be doing this with you. Every week it's just been a real pleasure. So now we're going to introduce our guest, and I actually asked her to send me her bio, so I'm going to read it so I don't miss a single thing. Yes, indeed. So our guest today, Dr. Lindsey Santellan, Reverend Dr. Lindsey Santellan, MH, PhD, RTTP, is the owner of New Horizons Life Therapy, a private practice physically located here in Wichita, Kansas. A traditional therapist for 9 years, Lindsey shifted her focus to a revolutionary modality in subconscious reprogramming, Rapid Transformational Therapy, RTT. Lindsey is the only accredited RTT practitioner in the state of Kansas, and she's passionate about helping people gain ultimate freedom from their issues in just 1 to 3 sessions. By identifying the root cause for any presenting issue, then reprogramming the mind to build new beliefs and habits so you can live your very best life. So welcome, Dr. Santellan. We're so excited to have you here. Woo!
Thank you. I'm excited to be here with you guys.
Mm-hmm. Little side note, she just got married about a week and a half ago, right? 2 weeks ago?
October 1st.
October 1st. It's been that long. So
wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, congratulations. She's flying high on that. That's for sure. So let me get right into it. Tell us about your business, which I read a little bit about it, but what are your products and services, and how long, and have you been doing RTT? And tell us a little more about your why.
So my why, like you introduced, and thank you for that lovely introduction, Lee, but I have been a traditional therapist for about 9 years now, and needed probably some focus in my own business, and COVID made that possible. So during COVID, I decided to start working on my business and really feel that passion of telling people that there is another way. There's an alternative to traditional therapy. This is available to you. A lot of people don't know about rapid transformational therapy. So it has been my commitment to bring this to the world. But the way I got there was by my own personal self-development journey. I fell into the Mind Valley vortex where, you know, there's so many inspiring thought leaders through Mind Valley, and one of them was my mentor, Marissa Peer. I watched a video over called "The Biggest Disease Affecting Humanity is Not Feeling Enough." And I watched it and I immediately hit the repeat. I had to watch it again. And then I thought, this therapy is out there. I've always kind of been on the fence, interested in hypnotherapy, but I've never done anything about it. And so I decided that that was the universe calling me, saying, this is it. This is how you shift your business. This is how you can help more people. So I immediately enrolled into the MRSA Peer School. Of course, I did all of that online because they are in London, and got accredited, I believe, last July. So July of 2019. So it's been pretty new that I've been practicing. But the more and more this ball picks up, the more people are it's gaining attention and more people want to know about it. So that's what I'm here today trying to do.
I love it. And you really have made an impact. So I want to ask you, I know that you really changed everything when COVID happened, the way you do things, the way you live life, the way you run your business, really. Tell us how that impacted you and what has resulted with the change.
So COVID, when when COVID first had manifested the stay-at-home order, we saw a record number of people stuck in the house, not able to do the things, even if they did want to do them. But what it did force in a therapy perspective is people's priorities shifted. It's kind of like, maybe I've been too busy to pay attention to this or prioritize my mental health. But now that I'm home and the kids are home and they're driving me crazy, I've got to do something about my issues. And so all of us therapists are booked weeks and months in advance at this point. So I know that I'm not the only person that was getting all this attention. But what COVID did for me personally was force me to stay at home and work on my business. And so that's when I hired a Facebook coach. I started networking efforts. And because of all of these things that I'm implementing, and then I hired Lee. So because of all of these things that I'm implementing, it has shifted my focus and my priority to where it needs to be right here. The digital platform, this Zoom platform, has been an incredible game changer for so many of us business people. And I am blessed enough that I've always worked from home. So none of that the situation didn't change for me. And I'm able to do the same sessions on Zoom as I could in my home office back here. So it's opened up a world of possibilities, because I think a lot of people weren't prepared therapist wise. They weren't prepared to have to make those adjustments, didn't have Zoom accounts, didn't know how to use the technology, whatever. I've always been able to use that. So now this just opens up a possibility to work with anybody around the world. In fact, my colleagues are mostly from Australia and Europe. So it's been a game changer for me. And I hate to put that out in the universe and say that this is the best thing that's ever happened to me, but it really has been.
Yeah. Well,
I can see that. I could see that for sure, because I mentioned to you before we went on that I've had the pleasure and honor of working with psychologists for about 2 decades, and I've learned a heck of a lot. And I think that they've enhanced not only my personal life, but my professional life. When you were talking, I thought, wow, what a great, a question that I have for you that I think would be enlightening for us is I would think, have to focus on connecting and engaging with those that you work with. And being in a virtual environment, we have, in regards to some of the best practices, we've come along in regards to connecting virtually and working remotely in this forced evolution. For you, what are some things that you've come across that really work in connecting with someone in this virtual environment? Are there things that you could pass on?
Yeah, I mean, and I can tell you that from a mindset perspective more than anything. It's an openness to be authentic and show your authentic self and be your authentic self, because people that work with us, therapists, want to know that we're people that they can trust. They're putting their health in our hands. And so it's important to me personally to be my authentic self, to show that I've had problems, to share my story, because I haven't led a charmed life or anything. And I don't judge people. I'm not up here. And I'm not your traditional psychoanalyst. I don't care about how something makes you feel. I care about healing the issue. So if I can bring my personality and my experiences in a good way to communicate them, is being able to see my face. So if you aren't able to come here, then this just opens up in the same capacity. I have found though, which you guys might find interesting, that even though I have pushed and offered that I do the same kind of sessions on Zoom as in my home office, completely throughout this whole COVID thing, people prefer to come here. I've done maybe 2 Zoom sessions. So, and that was only because one client was in Georgia. So, you know, people are not scared. At least the people that are attracted to me or I'm attracting are not scared of COVID. They're kind of over it and they want that personal touch, and I'm still able to give it to them. So I think that comes across as, not to brag on myself, but people tell me I'm very approachable and very relatable. So I feel like I can communicate that just as well on this digital platform.
I love that. So I know you've been a marketing machine, networking machine, and that is something that you added. What kind of things have you done? And how has that propelled, sorry about the sirens, how has that propelled your business, just the networking piece? Because that's a new component for you. And traditionally, therapists haven't had to do networking. It's like people come to you, right? Now there's this new networking thing. So what are some of the things that you've done that people, even if they're not in your industry, could learn from?
Well, like I said, because of the stay-at-home order, it forced a lot of the BNIs and networking groups to go online. And so I felt like that was a good time for me to join. You know, a lot of people were shifting that way anyway. I'm naturally a people person and like to be around them. So this has been challenging, you know, making that shift. But I thought there's no excuse not to go out there in any way that's available to us. So I joined, my very first networking one-on-one was with Edward Fox with Trade Bank. And so he really did open the door for me to meet all of these people that I've met, mostly because of Ed's influence. So I joined Trade Bank right away. So there was that networking opportunity too. And then I joined his 316, oh gosh, Lee, I'm going to butcher that. What do we call it? 316 networking on Facebook. And through that and through our Zoom calls, connected with different people. That shifted into going to breakfast with the River City Networking Group. That shifted to me guesting and subbing for people at BNIs. And I think that, yeah, you're right. I'm in my own lane here. There's not therapy seats filled in BNI or networking groups. I don't know why that is, because it's my goal to reach out and build a community of people I like, know, and trust and get this word out. And so I feel like that's been the biggest shift in my business, is just making connections, because I'm not yet getting like a super ton of referrals from anybody in my networking efforts. But what I'm doing is building relationships so that they know me, and people, if they identify a problem that I could maybe help somebody out with, they immediately think of me. And it has been phenomenal for me.
I love it. Well, I think networking is like planting trees. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is today. Networking is the same thing. It would be best to start networking, you know, before you started your business, or 10 years ago, or whatever. The next best time is today. And the opportunities with COVID have provided some new opportunities that we haven't had to be able to network with people. So, and now we're some parts of the country and the world are starting to get back out again. And I think it will always be hybrid from this point on. I think that's one of the benefits we're going to have, is a hybrid way to communicate. And so we can be more authentic in our conversations, you know, seriously, which is what you want to do and what Lisa and I are trying to do as well.
Yeah. Hey, and I am dying to hear and fascinated about Rapid Transformational Therapy. So, I mean, it sounds like this is your signature product. You're very committed to it. You're passionate about it. What is it, and how can we benefit from it?
Okay, so Rapid Transformational Therapy, RTT for short, is a revolutionary modality in using the best parts, the most effective parts of traditional hypnotherapy with some unique healing modalities within the session that were created over the 30-year career of my mentor, Marissa Peer. So she was able to identify that most any presenting issue that a person has stems from a subconscious belief. And there are three major ones. One is, I am not enough. Two is, I'm different, so I can't connect with others. The third is, X isn't available to me, or I don't deserve X, whatever X is for you. And that's coming from physical symptoms as well as emotional symptoms. And so if we identify where those beliefs come from at their root cause, then it becomes empowering, because we can transform those beliefs and reprogram your genius subconscious mind to have now better serving beliefs so that you can make that transformation. So how do we do this? I tap into your subconscious mind. I ask it specifically, where did this issue come from that you don't feel like you're enough? For example, the subconscious mind always knows. Your subconscious mind has stored every event and memory that you have from in utero on. So maybe consciously you don't know where your issues came from. Doesn't matter. That's my job. The subconscious mind always knows. So the subconscious mind will show you scenes that are relevant to whatever I'm asking. And we kind of play detective and we decide, can you connect the dots here? Do you see why this happened when you were 3 years old and that's led to you being 33 and feeling not enough? So once you can make those connections, we just pull them out by their root and I plant new seeds of better serving beliefs. So I'm in my own lane. I mean, this is something that nobody's doing. Yes, there's traditional hypnotherapists. They're addressing weight issues and smoking.
Right.
This is deeper. This is so much deeper. And it's designed to work between 1 and 3 sessions. So this is how I differentiate myself from my traditional therapy. I'm moving away from it. I'm announcing that to the universe that after 2020, I'm done, because this is a better way. I feel like I'm doing a disservice to my clients by not converting them over, because my goal is not to get you in my chair every week for years on end. You shouldn't have to suffer that long. A lot of us have, well, it doesn't matter, but I don't want to seem like I'm dissing traditional therapy. I get it. I've helped lots of people, but this is better. If I can help you in a 21-day period, why would you waste your money and your time and your energy on traditional therapy with those slow breakthroughs? You're just reopening scab wounds every time you go and talk about the same stuff. And what's more than that is, I found in traditional therapy, what ends up happening is any breakthroughs or any work is occurring between sessions. Once you get to me, you're just basically recapping your week, is what I found. And that can be helpful, but I want to tackle that issue. And then I want to send you on your way, So there's a difference.
Fascinating, very much so. Were you going to say something, Lisa?
Yeah, I think what's really interesting, well, as I said, I'm fascinated and will continue to learn and explore this, because I think it's intriguing. And from a business perspective, I think, oh, how interesting, because you're talking about a product or service in which you say, this has a limitation. If I'm going to be authentic with its delivery, then really we're looking at 3 sessions. So you're looking at building up a business in which you have more clients, as opposed to spending more time with the current clients that you have.
Right. Repeat. I'm not looking for repeat clients. I'm looking to heal you. And then I'm generating more business because you're excited about your transformation and you're telling everybody. Maybe you're not sharing all the details, right? But you're still saying, Lindsey helped me with this, so maybe she can help you with that. Do you have a weight issue? Do you have this skin condition? You try to address all of this stuff. It's not working. Come to me.
Yes.
That's great. So you talked about the smoking and the weight loss. What is your ideal client? How do you describe your ideal client?
My ideal client, without being too vague, is somebody who has a pain point and has tried absolutely everything to fix that pain point, and they're fed up with being sick or in pain. And they really need something that they know is going to work, or at least there's that hope there. But to be more specific, I decided that I'm niching into the relationship model. So my ideal client is somebody who needs relationship rehab. So whether that be, you know, you're just starting out dating and you have confidence issue maybe, or if you are divorced at 50 and you're going to get back in that dating scene and don't know what to do, or if you're committed and simply need some help, like communication help, help dealing with the trauma so that your relationship can be healthy, whatever that is, I offer a coaching / RTT package. So an RTT session to tackle that issue, that main presenting issue, relationship block or otherwise. And then 4 coaching sessions after that, where we're coaching over that problem, and it's very specific to you. And everybody's able to benefit from relationship rehab, no matter where you are in a relationship. But I really do feel like that's where I do my best work. I find it more rewarding to find somebody, to see somebody transform and have that confidence and start vibrating on that level where they're attracting the right partner. So I think I'm just going to start putting that out there.
Interesting.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, do you have any other questions that you would like to, oh, I know what I was going to ask. So what are some of the strategies that you've used in your business that you would like to share with other people? I know you've done the networking. What are some other things that you've done in strategies that have helped you?
Well, I think the number one thing that pops out for me is hiring help where you need it. I have never been a strong business person. I really did, and I figured you might ask me this, Lee, but a big mistake that I made in my business starting out was sitting there for 8 years doing nothing because I didn't know where to start. You know, so it's been a very slow, stagnant process to build myself up to where I am and to continue to do so. But one of the things that helped me was saying, I don't know what to do or how to do it, so I need to seek help. So that's hiring the Facebook coach. That's hiring somebody like Lee or Lisa, you know, action coach. It's hiring people who can do your website or whatever. It's engaging and identifying where you have these pitfalls or weaknesses and reaching out for support. Whether you feel like you can afford it or not, it's absolutely the right thing to do to enlist the help of people, experts, people who know what they're doing and can help you out. So that's a strategy for me, is finding those people that kind of ties into the networking, because I'm building those relationships with people who might identify a weakness for me. Yeah. So definitely that strategy.
Makes sense.
And being open to the blind spots and having people help you with that. I think that you articulated something that, you know, Lee, if you're familiar with this, what we experienced in Action Coach is this I know philosophy, that once you're in that zone of I know, it blocks you from what it is that you can be asking for help and receiving the help in improving, you know, small to large things that are driving your business basically. And I really appreciate your understanding of it. I appreciate your transparency in talking about for 8 years. How you were treating your business. I think what we see is a shift in people when they actually start to look at themselves as a business owner, and then comes this pathway forward of responsibility that they think, okay, you know, therapist, yes, and before, and all of your, you know, your educational history and training and certificates. And now also added to that, a business owner, and how are you going to drive your business forward, and looking for the tools and creating that toolbox that's going to ultimately, you know, have you be successful. But your success comes from helping other people and healing other people and showing them that way. And so the more that you put into your business, the better experience your clients are going to have, because you're tending to it.
Oh,
Definitely. Well, and I'll even add to that. I don't like to consider it a strategy because it's not something that I'm consciously doing, but I found that when I have shifted into this this better serving mindset for myself, where I'm coming from a place of service, then more gets attracted my way. So if my genuine need is to help people, and I tell people this all the time, I wake up every morning and I ask the universe to send me somebody that I can serve, whether it be because I have a phone call with them, or we have coffee and I've really helped them feel better, whatever it is, send me somebody to serve. And almost every day that gets answered. I feel like every day it does, but I'll be fair. But when you come from a place of service, if you can identify where that is in your business or even just your personal life, then I feel like more comes to you.
Yes.
I agree.
Believe that. We believe in abundance. And the pie, there is enough of the pie, and the more you have, the more there is. And I love that. I love that. Yeah. Well, it's about 26 after the hour. We always say we want to be mindful of the time that we've asked our guests to spend with us today. We keep it at 30 minutes. So what are any final things that you would like to say to us today? And how can people find you, Dr. Santellan?
The only other thing that I feel is important to say is that you don't have to have like a serious traumatic issue to come to me either. It could just be that you need a subtle mindset shift, whether it's, confidence in public speaking or help with cold calling, those kind of things. It doesn't have to be this big, serious, life-threatening problem. How do you contact me? Well, I'm at newhorizonslifetherapy.com. That's my website. I have a text program. Should I say that, Lee? Or
yeah, you? I think that's great.
If you want to connect with me, and I offer a free 45-minute consultation call, and you can schedule that with me by texting Horizons, HORIZONS, to 40691. That will connect you with me immediately. I can get back to you and we can talk on the phone about your specific issue and how I can address that with Rapid Transformational Therapy.
That's fantastic. And I love that you're going outside of the traditional box and adding that digital way for people to reach you. It's another alternative. And some people are going to love that. They can get a hold of you in the traditional way, but they also have this. So, well, Lisa, how do people get a hold of you in California?
The best way for people to get a hold of us is onetruenorthcoach.com. And we keep on increasing value to our website. The business owners and organizational leaders can go there, go to our COVID-19 resource page and look for ways in which they can find information that will help them navigate through this unprecedented time. And then, Lee, as you know, we have another area that is our blog in which we're capturing these business spotlight conversations. Every single one of them, if people just started to watch those, would get high value. And also it's an opportunity for my brother and business partner writes a weekly column and article that people could learn about leadership development there, and also our videos. Every single week, Tuesdays at 4 p.m., we have a virtual complimentary meetup in which we invite business owners and organizational leaders to be a part of the best business practice conversation. And so that can be found on our events page. So onetruenorthcoach.com.
Very good. Thank you. And if you would like to have a conversation with Coach Lee, myself, you can reach me at kansasbizcoach.com. My email address is leegray@actioncoach.com. I also offer a free something that I do to give back from all the abundance that I've received in my life is on Thursday mornings, the same day as this, at 8 a.m. Central Time. Myself and as many up to 99 people can join us, and we have a mastermind feed forward where we give each other feed forward, not feedback, feed forward, helping people to move forward. It's a lot of fun and people really have enjoyed it and gotten a lot out of it. So love to encourage you to register for that and join us. We will have another guest here next week, and I just want to thank all of you for joining us. Lee and Lisa, the Business Spotlight, where we learn and leverage with Lee and Lisa. So we will over and out and see you all in 1 week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye all. Thank you so much.